Hello and welcome back to the Not the Old Firm YouTube channel. My name is Ben Banks. Today's exclusive interview with former Motherwell player, current Luton Town midfielder Allan Campbell. He's just off the back of a summer move from Motherwell, where he spent pretty much most of his life in football, rising through the ranks at Fir Park to play regular Scottish Premiership football. Stephen Robinson, Graham Alexander, the main beneficiaries of that, and he's gone on to have a really successful time at Motherwell. 160 appearances, well loved by the fans. The usual rhetoric, first one in the gym in the morning, last one out, is something that's stuck with him even at his young age. I believe he turns 23 today as this video goes out. So still plenty of his career ahead of him, and he's got his big chance to go down to the English Championship and show what he's all about in his words. Speaking on a few different topics in this video as he explains his recent move, different bits about sports science, why he wanted to move down south now, his time at Motherwell, January interest if you'd have seen him move south a bit earlier than he did, being away from home, and all the rest that comes with such a big move at this stage in his career. So we hope you enjoyed. Do remember to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and until next time. Bye. I suppose a few weeks for you as well. I can assume this has probably been a wee bit of work to get this done, and now you're back in pre-season, things like that.
It's been a bit hectic, a bit different. Obviously, I've never done it before, so everything's been new. It's been exciting as well because I've been ready for a sort of change in that next step in my career, and now I've come back now for a week now, and I'm enjoying it.
I was thinking you were maybe going to end up in Motherwell because I think Barry's beat your beat test score already. First week in pre-season, so I was expecting you to run back up the road to try and beat him again. But
Nah, I left a decent score to try and get to. So he also came back fit, and I'm glad he's came back and done well, because I hope Barry does have a good season and kicks on really, and he's a good mate of mine, so I hope he does well.
I think I grew up playing with him about 9 up at Skopje. I don't know if he's actually told you about that, but I think he's took your number as well, so he learned it for 2 good folk, we'll say.
I'm sure he'll get more runs in the game. I think he came in last year and done well when he played, so I'm sure he'll kick on again, and obviously having a good pre-season will stand him in good stead for the season. So I wish him all the best as well.
Are you back in long? Is it? I know you'll be later than perhaps you would have been up here. Is it the first couple of days? Or?
No, this is coming into the start of the next week. We started on Thursday last week, so we've just been back at it really, and same again this week. Back at it. It's getting harder and harder.
I was going to say, I mean, they've already got you doing the kit launch and things like that, so you must be making a fairly decent impression as well.
Aye, well, it's part of the job, innit? Sometimes you, as well as on the park, you've got to help it off the park as well. So, I'm glad to be helping out any way I can.
So, I imagine for you going, it's probably, I know on the park it's going to be a different challenge, but off it as well, the lifestyle change and moving so far from home and all that is going to be the big thing.
Definitely, I think it's going to be the hardest thing, because I was obviously still living with my parents back home, and I'm really a family guy, and always with my family, and I'm really close to them, so being away from them is hard, but my girlfriends came down with, so that makes it a wee bit easier. But now we'll get settled down, and they'll be coming down to watch me as much as they can, and I'm just kind of looking forward to it now. I've been ready for it for a while now, so it's just been exciting to get it going.
You must be ready. I know Laura did that a few months ago with your conversion and things like that in the garage, getting all that done up and then having to pack it up and move down south.
I know, I've not really thought about what's going to happen next for that. I've just kind of tried to find a place first and then take that as it comes, but I'll just need to really use the facilities at the club, and we'll be doing a lot of extra anyway over pre-season, so it's a matter of recovery when you come home instead of doing too much.
No bad. Is it near London? I know Luton's sort of down that neck of the woods.
I think it's about 20 minutes for London, so it's obviously nice to have that on your doorstep for any days off in the future and that, but obviously it's just that wee bit extra away from home, which is a bad thing, but the airports and that are local to Luton. There's a Luton airport, so my parents can fly down, no bother, and come see me and cheer me on.
Especially with the wages you'll be on, you'll be able to buy out the planes and the ball.
No chance. Nah, kidding on. Nah, I'll be doing everything I can to get my parents doing as much as I can because I love them coming to watch me, and that's what I love doing football for, just to try and make them proud. So as much as they're there, the better.
Yeah, it'll be good this season as well. I know I'm sick of hearing people ask it to players and stuff, but because this season you might actually be able to play in front of folk that are the directors and stuff at Motherwell. You're actually going to be able to play in front of a crowd and things like that this season, which will be a big boost for you in your first season.
Definitely. I think that's the main thing of football. When you think about when you're younger, you think about playing in front of the fans and scoring a goal and the celebrations and the cheers and people coming to watch you. And not having that last year was difficult. Took a lot of the emotion out of the game, so it's exciting seeing the fans come back into the Euros, especially, and the way the games just changed with fans being in it. A lot of excitement and just that pure joy, and obviously frustration if you're getting beat. So everybody misses it, and I'm glad it's getting back slowly but surely.
Probably, I think when the move to Luton was announced, I know there were different clubs over the last year or so linked to it, but perhaps because it's not perhaps it wasn't the biggest club you were linked with, but it's still reading into Luton and things like it's a really ambitious project.
I wanted to come down to the Championship and play. I thought that was the next step for me to progress, and speaking to the manager at Luton and seeing his ambitions for me, not only to improve the club but to improve me as a player. I think that was the main thing, to come in that environment where I don't feel as if I'm just going to float about. I feel as if I'm going to actually develop as a player and as a person, and I think this is the right environment for me to come here, develop myself on the park and really improve myself and try and show what I can do down here and try and make an impression and really try and kick on and help the club to get up and up, just drive forward. And it's a really ambitious club and it's something I'm excited for, and hopefully I can just keep playing a lot of games and do well and just try and show what I'm all about.
I know it's like a small compensation fee in that is taking you down there, but is it, reading into it, is it like almost like a fans pot that sort of contributed to your fee?
I think the Luton fan, well, what I've heard when I signed, they were telling me about it, it was for last year's season tickets. They asked the fans would they want a refund, but they said they'd rather it go towards the club and towards the transfer budget. So I think part of that contributed to my fee, obviously, and I think that just shows how much the fans think about the club. And I think that's really a great thing. When I heard that, I thought that was brilliant, just to see the involvement with the fans in the club. It sort of reminded me of Motherwell a wee bit like that. Sort of that tight community and a really fan-owned club. And no, I think that was a brilliant thing to do.
I think any other club would have been an option or things like that, but there's probably a difference between going to a Championship club. You've seen it, I'm sure you know people who went down to the Championship in England and just floated a bit of academies and sort of the bench and things like that. I mean, Luton squad, probably a good chance for you to get a good run of 30, 40 games even next season.
There's obviously tough competition in the squad. There's a lot of good players, but also I believe in myself, and I believe I come down and work hard and I'll get the chance, and I just need to show what I'm about. And I think that was just the main thing, to come down here and try and get some game time. It's no use coming from Motherwell playing regularly for 3-4 years now and then coming somewhere and not getting a chance. So I think that was one of the main things to coming and being able to fight for a place instead of being need it. When I get an opportunity in the park to do well and try and rack up some games and show what I'm about doing here.
Is it standard in what you sort of expected in pre-season that from what you've seen so far?
It's been good. All the boys have came back fit, strong, the tempo's sharp. So no, it's been good. It's been fun. I've enjoyed it a lot. It's a lot physical and a lot of good athletes down here. So I just need to look at things and ways that I can improve as well. It's exciting just to work with the different sports scientists, different coaches, and that. It's also exciting because you don't know anybody and it's new and they've got different ideas, so everything's new and fresh, and it's just exciting, and I kind of wait for the season to get going.
I think up here, even other teams, you are always the one. I mean, I'm sure you've heard it enough time. First one in the gym, last one out, and things like that. But down the Championship, they're all proper like Olympic athletes down there. Like it's unbelievable.
No, they're really on that with the sports science. They've got a lot of staff in that department, and No, they're really good. Even the past couple of days I've been in, they've spoke to me and we've spoke about things that I want to improve and things that they think I can improve on as well. So I'm really looking forward to kicking on and just trying to improve myself on and off the park as much as I can to give myself the best chance and to kick on again.
I hope Andy Bowles isn't listening to this, but
Nah, Bowlesy was brilliant, to be fair. He was always good for me. He really helped me mature into a first team player and be ready to make that step. So it's just also new people, new ideas, and it's just good to see what everybody else thinks and what you think you can improve on and just keep trying to kick on and kick on.
Taking it sort of a few steps, and I know you're far from a player or that, but it's probably, can you still mind your debut? Because I think for a lot of all fans and people up here, that seems like a very long time ago now.
Aye, obviously you always remember the debut. It's what you worked towards when you were younger. You came through the ranks and tried to get that chance to come on the park and improve yourself. I think I came on against Ross County. It was only for 10 minutes or some 5 minutes, so it was pretty short, but I obviously still remember it. My mum and dad and that were in the stand. They used to come. I was on the bench a good few times, so they were always there, but just hoping that one time I could come on, and thankfully I did then. And then obviously after that I got another chance to start against Hamilton away, and then I wanted my family at that game because obviously I knew I was starting, and I think for there it's just been playing ever since, and I've loved it.
I think by your age, I think it's 60 appearances. I think by the time you left Motherwell, I'm assuming that the last appearance, obviously against United, you'd hope to have at least finished the game. But I mean, to rack up the amount of appearances you did and the amount of time you did as well at a club like Motherwell was something for your age.
Aye, obviously it was disappointing to come off injured the last couple of games of the season because I wanted to play. I think as you can see, I'm a player who wants to try and play every game as I can. But I don't know, I was just thinking to myself, I couldn't play, but I didn't want to dwell on that I missed that chance because I've had a great time in Motherwell. I've played 160 games, as you said, and it was amazing. I think the first thing for me was to try and get in the team, and it was just to try and stay the week after, and after that was just to try and just play the full season. And thankfully I've kept working hard and done well and got the chance to play so many games at a young age, and it's helped me mature, learn a lot, and I know it will stand me in good stead to take that next step. I also did here, and I kind of thank Motherwell enough for giving me that chance and that platform to perform and get better as a player and a person.
I think in the ticket office, they'll still get that squad photo of your under 10s team or something like that on the wall. So you'll maybe asking them to take it down now, no?
Nah, I don't mind. Obviously, I think it's good to have stuff like that around the place to see maybe faces that have went through the ranks and made their debuts and made an impact in the first team. I think that's one thing Motherwell are great for, is bringing young players through. You've seen a lot: David Turnbull, Jake, James Scott, a lot, even Barry coming through later on. There's a lot of players coming through the youth, and they get that chance. And I think that's good for the younger boys to see if they're in the stadium that we were all in the under 10s there, and we just worked our way up and eventually got a chance, and we're kicking on for now.
It must have been like, when you see things like that, it must have been like, because of, it's not, I think people just see the senior debut and seeing the senior appearances, like, you've pretty much been with most of your life, so they sort of have that final day and things like that. Must have, and especially in the circumstances, must have been completely bizarre.
I think it was a bit strange. I don't think it's really sunk in still. I think it's just kind of, it's like life really. Everything just goes by and you just get used to change and move on. But obviously it's sad saying bye to some faces that you've seen a lot of, obviously a lot of the staff and a lot of some of the players growing up. You're with them a lot, so it's weird not to be with them again. But you've always still got your phone, talk to people, still stay in regular contact with a lot of the boys. So no, it's just a time in your career that you need to do it, trying to take that next step, as I said. And I felt as if this was a time for me to try and improve myself and really see where I can take my career. And I think this was a great step for me to come down and try and do that.
Well, Graham was saying in January that the club rejected a bid from down south, and could have perhaps went 6 months earlier, but it didn't seem. I think if that was kept under wraps, nobody would really suspect it because the performances didn't drop or anything like that. But did you? Well, not something you did obviously want to see out the season, but How was it interesting dealing with that perhaps for the first time?
It was obviously a bit weird. I've never experienced it. The manager put me in and told me and said where they stood in it, and I was just, all I thought about was just playing. Obviously, anytime you go in the park, people are watching you, you've got people to prove. If it's the first time somebody's watching you or somebody's watching you for a long period of time, you still need to go out and do the same thing. So that's been my mindset through everything. It's just anytime you go in the park, somebody's there to watch you, you need to show what you're about. And I think that's just what I really kept during that time. Also, it was a bit strange to think about that, but I just thought if I kept doing well, then I'd get another chance in the summer to kick on, and somebody wanted me to come get me, and I'm glad I got the chance to come down here, what I wanted in the Championship, to really come down and prove myself in this tough league and show that I'm capable of performing at this level.
I know Stephen Robinson's probably the one you worked under most in terms of minutes and stuff like that. He's obviously got a fairly decent affinity with Luton. Assuming you've spoke to him since you've been down south.
He gave me a message once I signed and just wished me all the best, and said he thinks it would be a great chance for me to improve as a player and show what I'm about at this level, as I said. And he gave me my chance and gave me that platform to play regularly. And I've had a great few years under him, and obviously wish him all the best in his new challenge. And I never know. Hopefully he does well, and hopefully I do well.
No, you never know. Maybe you'll see him in the league next year. But I was sort of thinking like during something, especially last season before the season got cut, I was wondering whether you were giving him some of your wage bonuses or things like that. Because every presser he would come in and just sort of, I wish I had 11 Allan Campbell was always the quote. And he seemed to have a really good relationship with you off the park as well. I'm not just saying that because you're on this, but you were the one they always spoke about over, even when David Turnbull was scoring goals and things like that. It always came back to you at the end.
I don't know. Obviously, I just did what I do. Just try to work hard and give my all to football, and I think he respected that. And I was just always keen to work and get better. He was always there to help me to improve off the park and on the park. And so I think he maybe just liked that I don't know, I did the job and done well for him. And all you can do as a player is just do everything you can to win a game of football. And I think that's what Stephen Robinson expects. We want players that give their all in the park, no matter what, to try and win a football game. And I think he's seen that in me and respected me for that.
New manager was quick. I think I had him down it 10 days before he started praising you. So really made an impression on him as well. But I think even though he's very, very different in terms of how he works from Stephen, he got over the line, I suppose, with the main goal when he came in January. Anyway.
Obviously, it's a big change, and I think we probably needed it at the time, just to change everything, change the way they go about things, and I think it helped. The boys really got together and kind of cleared a lot of people's minds who maybe haven't been playing well, give everybody a fresh start to impress the manager and try and get in that team. And we finished the season really strong. And I got on well with Graham, and he helped me a lot as well. So I kind of thank him for my time there. So I hope I do well, and I wish him the best.
Mm-hmm. I was just wondering as well, how many All Saints stops is he sent there down there for you? Because he seemed to have one for every day of the week.
I know. I noticed that in the Saturday coming on a the All Saints number, but everybody's each their own in it. Everybody's got different taste.
I suppose that's what happens when you hit your. How are you looking forward to the new season? It's obviously fun a bit there, but an exciting time I can imagine in all aspects of this move.
Everything's new, so I think that's the exciting thing. Places, teams I've never played before, stadiums I've never been to, players I've never played before, so everything's new and exciting, and I'm just looking forward to having a good pre-season, try to get as fit as I can and try to make sure that I'm in the team for the first game, just try to do everything I can to impress the manager, impress all the staff at the club, and just hopefully we can have a successful season as a team.
I know you'll be looking forward to your home turf for the first time. There's obviously some big teams coming into the Championship this year. Sheffield United are coming back in, and their home crowds are well renowned and things like that. So experiences like that I know you've also played like Parkhead, Hampden, things like that, but sort of new opportunities like that as well.
It's exciting. Obviously, Premier League players you're playing against in the Premier League the past few seasons, so it's good to test yourself against them and see what you are in relation to them and try and improve yourself off playing against players like that. And I think that's the only way to get better is by playing against the top players, and it will just help you improve. And I think that's the exciting thing about coming down here. You're going to play against top players, some Premier League players, and that's the challenge that I'm looking forward to facing.
I'm assuming you include James Scott, Marvin. Did you play with Marvin Johnson when he was up here, or was that?
Well, I don't think I played. Maybe I don't think I played actually. No, I didn't play. I was on the bench and trained with the first team a lot when he was there. So I know him.
Cedric
know him well.
Obviously at West Brom as well. So you'll be amongst friends.
And obviously Devante Cole as well just signed as well, didn't he? So now there'll be a few faces I've seen before, and it'll be good to play against them and get stuck in about them and try and kick a few. But no, it's exciting, and hopefully we all have a good season, and hopefully Luton do better than them all.